Refunct is a 3D platformer in which you try to collect special items to advance through the game. Besides that, the other main point of the game is to try to reach every accessible platform. The more you reach them, the more your completion rate will increase. As you begin to collect more, new platforms further away from you begin to reveal themselves. What's great is that the platforms get harder to reach. At first, you're more or less just walking to them, but you eventually start to jump towards them, double jump, wall jump, and slide dash to get to some hard to reach places. What I really liked about this was that the abilities were slowly introduced to you. I'm not sure if all of the abilities were available right from the start, but you quickly start to notice when you're able/have to bust out some new moves to keep advancing. Even if there are a number of different ways to maneuver through the map, they're not difficult to do. This game largely makes use of a very simple control scheme. You move around with the left thumbstick, you move the camera with the right thumbstick, crouching is done with the left bumper, and jumping/double jumping is with the right bumper. It's with those buttons/sticks that you are able to accomplish a great deal of maneuvers in this game. I previously mentioned that it's made obvious when a new ability is available/necessary, but that wasn't always the case. You'd think I'd be bothered by this, but I actually figured out how to slide dash once I had already beaten the game. For most, that would be either a fault of my own or of the developer, but it just happened. Having brought that up, I was able to get through this game without slide dashing due to how open-ended this game is. You generally have more than one route to take when it comes to choosing how to get to your next destination. You can swim, you can jump, you can slide, and it all depends on what comes natural to you. I really enjoyed that because it offers a lot with very little, and I could see many gamers having different experiences due to their specific playstyle. As I've previously mentioned, this game is incredibly short. Normally I'd be upset that I could easily beat a game in less than an hour, and yet that doesn't bother me here. Maybe it's because the game does a good job in delivering a well thought out 30 minutes, but I really liked it. If anything, the short nature of this game is probably what made me enjoy it even more. With some games, it seems as if they're being stretched out to be as long as possible, which almost always leads to issues with pacing and repetitiveness. But with Refunct, it knows when to come to an end, and that's not always an easy thing to do or recognize. I'm not the kind of player that wants to 100% every game. I generally just want to experience the main storyline, maybe do a few side quests if they're good, and that's it. With this game, I actually wanted to keep playing and hit 100% completion rate. Maybe it has to do with the fact that the pause option automatically shows you a percentage of how much of the game you've completed, and maybe I saw that as a challenge to keep going, but I knew that I wanted to hit 100%. In relation to that, I enjoy that this game more or less pushes you to 100% it, but you still have the option to start a new game once you've completed it. I realize most people will read that and think it's not the first or the last time a game does that, but the interesting part of this is that the developer knows that this game is incredibly short, and yet they knew that some players would want to replay this game at a later time. This is supported by the fact that this game has two achievements which involve you beating the game in under 4 and 8 minutes. It's obvious that it's necessary to include an option to restart from the beginning, mainly because I don't see people beating this game in less than 5 or 10 minutes right from their very first playthrough. Maybe I'm turning this into a bigger deal than it really is, but it just stood out to me. Besides the gameplay, Refunct in general offers a very relaxing experience. The sun is shining, there's calm water surrounding you, and there's some pretty top-notch ambient music playing as you go through the game. It's clear what kind of mood the developer was going for, and I really like that. It's to the point where I think that this game would be greatly enjoyed by VR headset owners. It's not the same as Tetris Effect, but the atmosphere and overall aesthetics are. I've played through similar games in the past, and even if they were able to accomplish one or two of the things that I just listed, it didn't feel the same because the package as a whole is what contributes to the mood being just right. I really enjoyed Refunct. It's a very bare bones kind of game, and yet I had no problem with that at all. Everything it offers is done well, and I really can't think of anything negative to say about this game. I definitely recommend it, and I'd say you should play it if you enjoy 3D platformers and or games that are relaxing. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much for watching.